Ulmer. And Lower Cape May will wear their blue jerseys with white helmets and white pants, black letters. Clayton will wear their white jerseys with dark blue pants and dark blue helmets. Lower Cape May is 2-7. Clayton comes in at 4-3-1. We'll step away from the audio just for a moment as they play the national anthem here at Steven Steger Memorial Field. SIA consolation game here. Both teams obviously did not make the playoffs. This will be Lower Cape May's final game of the year. And again, with a young team, they are 2-7. They won 2 weeks ago against Cumberland on a long in the fourth quarter. But they also suffered a pretty handy defeat last week, or defeated handily last week by Crest 60-0. So we'll see if Lower Cape May can bounce back. Clayton will receive. As we said, they are in white. And back deep for the Clippers, Darren Williams and Demetrius Williams. Demetrius Williams is their leading rusher at over 1,400 yards this year, and he has 16 touchdowns, and they are a run-heavy team. Dennis Serra does have it teed up for Lower Cape May. Sparse crowd tonight, as you can imagine, on Halloween evening. But glad you could join us here on Cape Atlantic Live. Serra boots it, relatively deep, taken by Demetrius Williams at the 13. Looking for room. And he's dragged down by John Fernandez of Lower Cape May right about the 25-yard line. So that one tie, if you were wondering about Clayton, came against Overbrook in a wild game on October 5th, 42-42. Neither team could break the deadlock through the overtime periods, and it ended in a tie. Here's a handoff, and getting big yardage, and about to take this the length of the field unless he can be caught from behind, and finally taken out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Good tackle, touchdown-saving tackle by Brian McNeil. That was Akeem Brown Jr. on the run. And Brown Jr. is down injured after the tackle. So the first offensive play results in, well, this is interesting. They're marking this ball at the 1. It looked like McNeil had gotten Brown out of bounds up around the 3 or 4 yard line, but they're marking this at the 1. So that's a 74-yard run on the first play from scrimmage for Clayton. But the ball carrier Hakeem Brown Jr. is down injured in the front left corner of the end zone as they tend to him. Cape Atlantic Live football broadcasts are brought to you by the Mudhen Brewing Company, Dogtooth Bar and Grill, and Poppi's Brick Oven Pizza and Kitchen. Make sure you check them out for great local dining and entertainment experiences in the Wildwoods. Crest Savings Bank has been serving the Cape May County community for nearly 105 years. Check them out at crestsavings.com. Hall's Carpet Care specializes in carpet and upholstery cleaning, air duct and dryer vent cleaning, and home watch services. Check them out at hallscarpetcare.com. Cabrera Companies provides real estate, property management, and home repair services here at the Jersey Shore. Log on to cabreracompanies.com for more info. So Brown Jr. is walking off under his own power, but with a noticeable limp. So he'll be out of the game at least momentarily. But Clayton now has a 1st and goal at the 1. Brown Jr. is not normally one of their ball carriers, and you wonder if Lower Cape May just didn't recognize him coming out of the backfield there. They hand this off to Demetrius Williams, and he runs in from 1 yard out, and Clayton is on the board already with 11:20 to go in the first quarter, just the second offensive play. Talia Yagmarkaya is on to kick the extra point. The holder is Trevor Rain, and that is blocked. Busting through was Jake Robson. And we'll keep it at a 6-0 game as Jake Robson easily got through and blocked that extra point kick. So it's 6-0 Clayton, 11:20 to go first quarter. Balharbour Hotels in Wildwood Crest supports high school football on Cape Atlantic Live. If you need a room for friends or family, log on to balharbourhotels.com for more. Ulmer's Appliance Service is a proud supporter of Cape Atlantic Live Sports. ulmersappliance.com. The officials for this evening, Buddy Oshlin is the lead referee, and his assistants are Dan O'Connell, John Hasher, Robert Makem, Bruce Cooper, and Mike Reardon. And the timer is Jeff Koditek. So Clayton with a 6-0 lead just 40 seconds into this game. On the long run by Hakeem Brown Jr. from his own 25-yard line down to the 1, and then Demetrius Williams punched it in from there. And the Clippers lead. Dennis Serra, Tim Booth back deep for Lower Cape May. The kick is punched along the ground, taken by Booth. And he makes one man miss. He bounces it outside. He's going to be up across midfield. And he's all the way down close to the 40. They're actually going to mark him out of bounds at the 45. Great return by Booth. And maybe that gives Lower Cape May a spark there after giving up a touchdown on just the second offensive play. But the Tigers will have great field position with which to work. Dave Douglas is their starting quarterback. He was hurt in the beginning of the year. When he came back, he was splitting time with Ashton Ray. Then Ashton Ray got hurt. So now Dave Douglas is the quarterback tonight. We kind of expect him to go the distance here. Serra and Brian McNeil. Serra at fullback, McNeil at tailback. They hand it off to the fullback, Serra. He's hit immediately, and he picks up maybe a yard or two. That'll bring up 2nd and long. And they call it a pickup of 2. Second down and 8. Douglas, a quick snap. It's a toss to McNeil, trying to turn the left side, then turns it up, and he's going to lose a yard or two. Initially hit by number 56, Gary Conley, and it's a loss of 2 for Brian McNeil. For Lower Cape May, Zach Castellano, Tim Booth, Dennis Serra, and Will Garrow served as captains this evening. Third and 10 at the Clayton 45-yard line. We'll see if Lower Cape May puts it in the air for the first time. Douglas rolls to his right. He does want to throw. Lofts it out. It's a little too high for Booth, who was open around the first down marker, but it would have taken a perfect throw to hit him, and it was just a little high. So Lower Cape May here will have to punt. Going back deep is Trevor Rain. For the Clippers, standing at about his own 10-yard line, Brian McNeil is the Caper Tigers punter, and he's a good one. He's had a nice year punting the football for Lower Cape May. High snap. McNeil gets it easily, though. It's a line drive kick, takes a Caper Tiger bounce, and it's going to end up being pretty effective as Lower's going to down it down at the 9-yard line. So it's a 44-yard punt with no return. Check that, 39-yard punt with no return. And Clayton takes over. First and 10 at their own 9-yard line. They're out of the huddle quickly. Their quarterback is Gabriel Hill. He's a sophomore. But Hill has only attempted 18 passes for the season. This is a heavy running team. And they run it here. Well, good hit by Tim Booth after Max Bracken had him wrapped up. And the ball carrier, Quaddy Walls, picks up about 6. Brings up 2nd and 4. Clayton 6, Lower Cape May nothing. 9 minutes to go first quarter. They try to sweep. Oh, great play by Bracken. Bracken taking down Jalen Rodriguez for a loss there. Loss of about 1 or 2. And they'll bring up 3rd down. So Max Bracken in on a couple of tackles on this series for Lower Cape May. To hand off to Williams. And he may have fumbled the football. Lower Cape May thinks they have it. And let's see what the indication is, and they do have it. And it's Brian McNeil coming out of the pile with it. And Lower Cape May will take over inside the 20-yard line. At the 17. So a golden opportunity here for Lower Cape May to get on the board. McNeil, the lone running back this time, stationed to Dave Douglas's left. 3 receivers and a wingback. Douglas keeps it. I don't know, that looked like it might have been a broken play, and he barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10. And actually, they mark it up at the 16, so they gave him a yard on that one. It'll be 2nd and 9. Douglas came over to the sideline to get the play here. Cape May might have to hurry up here. They took an awfully long time with that play call decision. 7.5 to go first quarter. Clock is moving. They are in the last 10 seconds of the play clock, but they'll get this off. Fake toss. Douglas keeps, turns to the left. Still on his feet, takes a hit. He's in for the touchdown. Yes, it was a late call. The ball came out, but it was clearly after Douglas had crossed the line. And the officials, though, I believe, got that one right. Good piece of officiating. And Dave Douglas runs in from 16 yards out on a little bit of trickery there. It was a fake toss to the right. He spun to the left. The end for Clayton really crashed down. And that left a big running lane for Douglas. And it's a 16-yard touchdown run. Serra on for the extra point out of Castellano's hold. And it's good. And Lower Cape May has a 7-6 lead with 7:10 to go in the first quarter. So a good response by Lower there after Clayton got the touchdown on their second offensive play of the game. Lower went 3 and out on its next possession, but then forced the turnover. And 2 plays later, they're in the end zone, and Dennis Serra's extra point gives Lower the lead. New Jersey State Assemblyman Antwan, McClellan, and Erik Simonsen are strong supporters of high school sports and Cape Atlantic Live sports broadcasts. Ribeyes Steaks is a staple at the many festivals and special events across Cape May County all throughout the year. For more info on one of the area's premier food trucks, call 609-602-3378 or check them out on Facebook. Wildwood Recreation Department strongly supports Cape Atlantic Live. For info on all of their programs and activities, 609-522-5837. Dennis Serra to kick it off. The 2 Williams brothers back deep. Demetrius will try to retrieve this back at his own 6. Trying to get outside the 20. Initially hit and now taken down. Nice job of pursuit by Lower Cape May. And the first person to hit him was Colton Thomas, a freshman. That's a good play by Thomas there. Slowed up Williams, and the pursuit came and stopped him shy of the 20. 6:56 to go in the first quarter. It's 7-6 Lower Cape May. Good one so far. By the sounds of it, I think someone thought there was a door on the top of the press box. So it was banging pretty hard on the roof of the press box there. Fumble on a reverse there, and Lower Cape May's got it again. And again, it's Brian McNeil. Williams tried to hand it back to Brown, who was injured earlier, came back in the game. Brown dropped it. And Lower Cape May's going to take over on the Clayton 11. Serra and McNeil behind Douglas. Option, toss to McNeil. He's got some room on the outside. Sticks his head down. Nice tackle in space by Demetrius Williams, but not before Brian McNeil picks up about 8 or 9. And they are going to say he's shy of the first down by about 2 yards. So it is a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Lower can get a first down without getting a touchdown. 2nd and 2 at the 3. Douglas hands to Serra, sticks his head down. And there's been no indication yet. They're going to say he's short, but he does have the first down. So Dennis Serra just short of the goal line. And they have it marked basically at the half-yard line. And Lower Cape May trying to capitalize on the second fumble of this first quarter by Clayton. And again, they're taking an awfully long time here. That's a long run for Douglas to come all the way to the sideline and have to run all the way out to inside the 5-yard line. But it looks like they have plenty of time to get this play off. They're at about 10 seconds on the play clock. Douglas hands to McNeil. McNeil is short. They're going to say he didn't get in. So no gain there. It'll bring up second and goal from the 1. At some point, I mean, they are literally about 6 inches away from the goal line. You got to think at some point you just do a little quarterback sneak. I think that may have been a situation there where they were trying to reward Brian McNeil for the 2 great defensive plays by giving him the ball for the touchdown. We'll see what they do here. He did not get in. McNeil's the lone setback here. Douglas takes it, and he does lunge forward and get into the end zone for the score. So Dave Douglas doing some things with his feet from the quarterback position so far tonight. It's 13-6 Lower, 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. And Serra on to make this an 8-point game. Snap and hold are good. Serra's kick is good, and it's 14-6. Lower Cape May on top. The Tigers capitalizing on 2 short fields in this first quarter thanks to 2 Clayton fumbles. And they basically fumbled it on 2 consecutive offensive plays. They took a 6-0 lead after Clayton's first play from scrimmage was a 74-yard run to the 1-yard line, and they scored on the next play, but now it's Lower Cape May, thanks to 2 Clayton turnovers, taking a 14-6 lead. Wildwood Crest Police Officers Association, the Wildwood Crest K-9 Unit are proud sponsors of Cape Atlantic Live. 609-522-2456 for more info. Square One Design has nearly 20 years of experience designing websites, building online marketing campaigns, and creating custom web applications. Go to designsquare1.com for info. Serra boots it deep again. Williams has to backtrack inside his own 5. Runs straight up the field this time. Bounces it outside and gets out to about the 31-yard line. And it looks like they'll mark it right on the 30, though. And Clayton will take over there. First and 10 for the Clippers, trailing 14-6 to Lower Cape May. Handoff inside. Good hit there by Alex Nelson. As Quaddy Walls picks up only 2. Wing T. Offense for Clayton. It's a team that rarely throws the ball, and they try to do a lot with deception and fakes with their ground game. They hand it again to Walls, trying to pick his way. And again, it's Alex Nelson on the tackle. And Walls maybe got 3. And it'll bring up 3rd and 5. 3:20 to go first quarter. Clock is moving. What a beautiful night for football here. Unseasonably warm, as we all know. The temperature, I believe, was still in the low 70s at the start of this game. Now, of course, with the sun going down, it's dropped into the 60s, but still very, very mild here at Lower Cape May. Demetrius Williams breaks it off right tackle, and he is racing down the right sideline. Zach Castellano tried to grab the shirt, could not rein him in, and it's a 65-yard touchdown run for Demetrius Williams. So for those of you who are into this sort of thing, I hope you took the over tonight. We've had 4 touchdowns already, and there's still 2:49 left in the first quarter. Talha Yagmerkaya on for the extra point. No, actually, they will not kick this extra point since they had that first one blocked, and they still trail by 2 here. Clayton will go for 2. So kind of a big play early in this game. See if Lower Cape May can hang on to the lead here. Rolling to his right, throwing. It's intercepted. And that will end the try. Tim Booth on the interception. He picked off Gabriel Hill. So good play by Tim Booth. And Lower Cape May will hang on to the lead here with 2:49 to go in the first quarter. The original Hotspot restaurant on Wildwood's Boardwalk at Cedar Avenue is a family tradition for more than 60 years. Check them out at originalhotspot.com. One-Off Marketing designs and prints everything from business cards and banners to T-shirts and sweatshirts. Check out all of their services at oneoffmarketing.com. Troiano and Sons handles masonry, concrete, foundation repair, and stucco services for homes and businesses across Cape May County. 609-522-3355 for a free estimate. Clayton answers and scores a touchdown to pull themselves within 2 at 14-12. Michael Robinson will kick off for the Clippers. It's a squib kick. And returning it out across the 40 is John Fernandez. Mark this at the 42. Between 2 turnovers and 4 touchdowns, this has been a very slow-moving first quarter. Serra and McNeil lined up behind Douglas. It's an option. Tossed to McNeil. He dropped it. Oh, wow, we had an early whistle. But let's see what the indication is here. I think they're going to give this ball to Clayton. McNeil went to dive on it. There was an early whistle. He did not have it, and then Clayton jumped on it, and I think they are going to give it over to Clayton. So that is the 3rd turnover of the first quarter. 2 were on Lower Cape May, 1 now, or 2 were on Clayton. Now this is the first for Lower Cape May. And Lower hasn't shown an ability to stop Clayton, if not for the fumbles. Demetrius Williams goes in motion. It's a toss to Darren Williams. He's got all kinds of space out on the outside. And he will be taken down finally inside the 15-yard line. And they're going to mark it at the 13. So it's a 25-yard run for Darren Williams. Down to the 13. Clayton now threatening to take the lead. Handoff again to Darren Williams, and he's now down inside the 5. Football came out, but it was after he was down. And that's going to be a pickup of about 9. Second down and 1 at the 4. .148 to go. I don't know why the officials did not restart this clock. It's a handoff to Demetrius Williams, and he runs it in from 4 yards out for a touchdown. And Clayton retakes the lead at 18-14. And that is the 5th touchdown of this first quarter. Looks like Clayton again will go for 2 here. And Walls is back in at the fullback position, double wing back here. Robinson in motion, resets to the right. Rolling again is Hill, and he tosses this one into the back of the end zone to Michael Robinson. So this time the 2-point conversion is good. And it's 20-14, Clayton, with 1:42 to go here in the first quarter. The Boardwalk Basketball Classic is one of the nation's largest high school basketball tournaments. It's held each December at the Wildwood Convention Center. Go to bbclassic.com for more info, including schedules for this year's tournament being played December 22nd, 23rd, and then also the 26th through the 31st. The North Wildwood Recreation Department supports Cape Atlantic Live football broadcast. For more info on their programs and activities, call the North Wildwood Rec at 609-522-2955. Clayton leading 20-14 with 1:42 to go here in the first quarter. Robinson this time kicks it deep. Clayton is offside on the kickoff. I thought they might have been offside on the previous kickoff. There was no flag. This time they were so far offside that the referees couldn't ignore that one. So that'll move it back to the 35, and they'll have to re-kick. Serra and Booth back deep for Lower Cape May. Now they're up at just inside their own 25. Robinson again. This one's a low liner. It's again taken by an up man. That's Fernandez running straight up the field. Bounces it outside. John Fernandez inside the 30. Makes one man miss. Still on his feet and finally dragged down inside the 10-yard line. Great return by John Fernandez. Grabbed it at about his own 35. That's a 66-yard return. And Lower has it 1st and 10 at the Clayton 8 with 1:29 to go in the first quarter. And it's not unfathomable that we would see our 6th touchdown of this period. So 1st and 10 at the 8. Douglas this time in the shotgun. Fakes a toss. Trying to run right. Cuts it back left. Sticks his head down and does well to get back near the line of scrimmage. And they're going to mark this back at the 9, so it's 2nd and goal from the 9. Minute to go in the first quarter. Clayton holding a 6-point lead. Clayton got the first touchdown. Lower Cape May got the next 2. And then Clayton now with 2 straight scores. Second and goal with the 9. Douglas back to pass. Throws. Caught. Fernandez is in for the touchdown. Simple slant play. Fernandez did a good job of boxing out his defender and a great delivery by David Douglas. And it's a 9-yard touchdown. Reception for John Fernandez. And Lower Cape May now can take the lead with this extra point. Snap and hold are good. Oh, but this time Sarah pulled it to the left. So we remain tied at 20. (20-20) with still 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. As I hope you're enjoying this very entertaining game here in this NJSIA consolation game on Cape Atlantic Live. There certainly aren't a lot of people here in attendance to see it, which is understandable. The consolation games in general do not get very good attendance, number one. But number two, when you try to play a game on Halloween night, you're gonna struggle to get fans out. But I will say a small but hearty student section has shown up for Lower Cape May. Some of them dressed in Halloween costumes. Meanwhile, some of us here in the press box, we wear Halloween costumes every day. Sarah boots it. It's a great kick all the way into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And Clayton will take over at its own 20. Still 26 seconds to go in this never-ending first quarter. It's been this first quarter is going to go about 40 minutes of real time. And that's because of all the scores and the turnovers. There were 3 turnovers and 6 touchdowns scored in the first quarter. And we also did have the one injury, and luckily that player for Clayton ended up returning to the game. But that held the game up for quite a few minutes as well. Here's a handoff. And picking up about 6 yards is Jalen Rodriguez. That will be the final play of the first quarter, most likely. Yeah, it looks like Clayton is going to just let the clock expire. So a high-scoring first quarter. It's Lower Cape May 20, Clayton 20, and we'll switch ends and go to the second quarter. Clayton will have it 2nd down and 4. The Bellevue Tavern is a strong supporter of Cape Atlantic Live. Bellevue features excellent food and service and a warm, friendly atmosphere in the heart of Cape May Courthouse. 609-463-1738, the Bellevue Tavern. Cape Atlantic Live thanks Athletic Director Erik Simonsen and all the good people here at Lower Cape May Regional High School for allowing us to come in and broadcast this game here on our platforms. I'm Brian Cunniff. Sam Cohen handling the production on scene. Matt Ulmer is our executive producer. And we move to the second quarter with the game tied at 20. Clayton will have a second down and 4. Clayton can finish a solid 5-3-1. Actually, the Clippers would be eligible to play another consolation game if they'd like. Not sure if they plan to do that. But they would go to 5-3-1 with a win. Lower would improve to 3-7. They'd finish their season if they finish the season at 3-7 with a win. Demetrius Williams, pickup of about 4 and a first down. Call it 5. They're going to mark the ball up at mark it up at the 32, so it's a gain of 6. First and 10 for Clayton. What a night here. You got the fall colors in the background behind the field on the other side. And we have movement up front. We actually have an offside call on the offense. So Clayton must have lined up offside. First and 15 for the Clippers. A rare offside call on the offense. Little over 11 minutes before halftime. We're tied at 20. Maybe someone anticipated that long first quarter, which is why we had a 5:30 start instead of 6. Hill under center. It's a double reverse in the backfield. Demetrius Williams is dumped up at the 35, but that's a gain of about 8. But it'll still bring up 2nd and 7 due to that penalty the previous play. 2nd and 7 at the 35. Lower Cape May, of course, led by Lance Bailey, their head coach. John Chamberlain is the head coach of Clayton. They hand it off inside to Walls. He gets the first down and more, picks up about 8. And this is the thing, Clayton's been able to move the ball 6 yards here, 8 yards there. And the only thing that's prevented them from really controlling this game are their 2 turnovers that gave Lower Cape May short fields and led to touchdowns. But the overall flow of this game is that Clayton has been controlling it, but we're tied at 20 thanks to those 2 turnovers. Back to passes, Hill. Throws. That looked like it may have been tipped, but it's still complete. And bouncing it outside and coming up close to the first down is Jalen Rodriguez. And it's a gain of 8 as he was ushered out of bounds inside Caper Tiger territory at the 48. Clock stopped, 9 minutes to go before halftime. Tied at 20. Hill takes the snap, hands off to Walls. Walls picks up about 3. Good tackle by Dennis Serra, but not before he gets a first down. They call it a gain of 4. Down to the lower Cape May 44. Clock approaching 8.5 to go before halftime. Handoff to Demetrius Williams through the line, still on his feet, down close to the 30. It's another first down run of about 13 yards for Demetrius Williams. And the thing sometimes with this offense that Clayton runs, the wing T, it's an offense that was very prevalent in high school football years ago. It's not so prevalent now, which sometimes can make it difficult to prepare for because it's something that you just don't see on a regular basis anymore. There was a time not too long ago, half your opponents might run the wing T. Now you're lucky if you have one. Rodriguez, good tackle on the edge by Jake Robeson. And he lost a yard. Caden Britton, a junior, steps into the game along the defensive front. Replaces Cole Cooper. Cole Cooper did a good job setting the edge on that play. 2nd and 12. Handoff to Demetrius Williams, and he carries Brian McNeil for a gain of close to 10. Called a gain of 9. It's 3rd down and 3. Ball's at the 24-yard line. It's a short 3 yards. They need to get just shy. Or ball's at the 24. They need to get to just shy of the 21 for a first down. Hill hands off. And Haven Walls gets about, so 4th down and about a yard, maybe a little less. So huge play here with 5:45 to go in the second quarter in a tie score. It's 4th and 1 for Clayton. See if Lower Cape May gambles here and tries to send a linebacker or two, trying to guess which way they'll go. And it's a sneak, and Hill gets it easily. Picks up 2. Clayton is 11 plays into this drive that started back at their own 20. So they've gone 11 plays at 60 yards. So this is a little bit better defensively by Lower Cape May, and this is what you want to do. You make a team have to use a lot of plays. The theory is at the high school level, can someone run 12, 13 straight plays without making a mistake? Hill rolls out. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a man wide open in the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. Michael Robinson got behind the defense, and it's a 20-yard touchdown run or pass from Gabriel Hill to Michael Robinson. So Clayton takes the lead again at 26-20. Yagmarkaya comes on for the extra point, and he sneaks that over the crossbar. Wasn't pretty, but it counts. And it's 27-20 Clayton. And a 12-play, 80-yard drive by Clayton. And that drive also took almost 8 minutes of time off the clock. It started with 26 seconds left in the first quarter, and now there's only 4:43 to go before halftime. And we'll see if Lower Cape May can respond. Both teams have their full allotment of timeouts. Robinson, who caught the TD pass, will tee it up at the 40. Serra and Booth deep at their own 20. Lower Cape May's had a couple good returns tonight. See if they can get another one here. This is a squib kick. It's bouncing around, taken by an up man. And down at the 41 is John Fernandez. And it looks like they're going to actually put this right on the 40. So Lower Cape May has 4 minutes, 37 seconds to see if they can tie the game here late in this second quarter. Douglas goes into the shotgun, hands it off to Serra. That's a great run by Serra. He just ran over a would-be Clayton tackler. It was a hard-fought 3 yards for Dennis Serra. Ethan Rodriguez was trying to make the stop. He did, but he might be worse for the wear there. He hit Serra right around the line of scrimmage, and Serra bowled him over and ended up picking up 3. 2nd and 7. 4:05 to go in the first half. Clayton leading by 7 in this very high-scoring game, 27-20. Option to McNeil, makes one man miss. Still on his feet. Stiff arms a man at the 50, and finally dragged down inside the 40-yard line. Great run by Brian McNeil. It looks like we have 2 Clayton players slow to get up, back behind the play. It's an 18-yard run by McNeil. And a great run after he had to break a couple of tackles. Broke one of them behind the line of scrimmage. And then he stiff-armed the man just inside the Clayton side of midfield and kind of dragged him for almost another 10 yards. 1st and 10 for Lower at the Clayton 39. 3:20 to go before halftime. Quick screen pass, wide receiver screen to Booth. Booth trying to stiff-arm his way. He's actually picked up and dragged back. And all that for only a gain of about 1. Booth did a little dancing out there and tried to stiff arm someone. He might have just done well to stick his head down and run forward. Lower just picks up 1 there. Clock is moving. 2:40 to go. Lower with the ball at the Clayton 38. Remember, Dennis Serra has big range. They'll kick a field goal anywhere from 45 in, but Lower Cape May would love to get a touchdown here to try to tie this score before halftime rather than settling for that field goal attempt. 2nd down and 9. And we're going to have a false start on Lower Cape May as it looked like someone on this near side moved early. I believe is actually the first penalty on Lower Cape May. Clayton's had a couple tonight. But now it's 2nd and 14 with 2:09 to go. One of those quirky rules with high school football. The offense has the ball, they're driving, clock's moving. Offense commits a penalty, it stops momentarily, now restarts. They did restart it there. Douglas rolls, looking, throws too high. He was looking for Castellano at the 35. This will bring up 3rd and 14. But that false start penalty really changed the complexion of this possession. They had a 2nd and 9. Now they're facing a 3rd and 14. And they probably need to go. Well, they're going to need to get this first down just to get in Serra's field goal range with 1:38 to go in the half. Lower will get the ball to start the second half. Douglas back, rolls to his right, has some time. There's a throwback middle screen to Serra in the middle of the field. Breaks one tackle, diving forward. And what he may have done here is give Lower Cape May an opportunity to perhaps go for it on 4th down. That's a gain of about 9. And it's going to bring up 4th and 5. And they are going to go for it. Surprised Lower Cape May didn't take a timeout before that play, this play here. Clayton nearly jumped offside. And now Lower will take a timeout with 43 seconds left. So they'll have a 4th down and 5 at the 30, ball just inside the 34-yard line. And they need to get just inside the 30 to about the 29 for a first down with 43 seconds to go. That is Lower's first timeout. Of the first half. 43 seconds to go. And again, they would have to get a first down. They would probably need a good 7 or 8 yards to feel comfortable to give Serra a shot to kick. Either way, they're going to have to get this first down. Had they not gotten that 9-yard gain on that pass play to Serra, Lower Cape May most likely would have punted here. But now on 4th and 5, they go quickly. Douglas with some time, fires over the middle. It's caught. Caught by John Fernandez, and he's down inside the 15 and a first down. And it looks like Lower will line up quickly with 29 seconds to go. and they spike it. I believe they spike it or call a timeout. There's a timeout called. All right, so it looks like Lower Cape May called a timeout there. They have 26 seconds to go, and they are down at the 14-yard line. And they have one timeout remaining. We're actually getting the indication that it was Clayton that called that timeout there. So they kind of did Lower Cape May a favor. Lower had rushed up to the line. I thought maybe they were doing it just to spike the ball, but Clayton felt like they weren't ready to defend that play and called a timeout. 1st and 10 from the 14. Douglas floats it. It is caught by John Fernandez for a touchdown. John Fernandez again using his basketball skills, boxing out his defender, and that's his second touchdown catch of the game. With 20 seconds to go in the first half. And Dennis Serra can tie it if he makes this extra point. And this one, he knocks through, and we are knotted at 27 with just 20 seconds to go. So a pretty wild first half. We've had 8 touchdowns scored in this first half, and we're tied at 27. And we'll see what Lower Cape May does with this kickoff here. Serra's been kicking them deep, and they may elect to squib this one to not have a chance for a return, but we'll see. His last kickoff, he actually boomed all the way to the end zone. It landed at the 5-yard line, then bounced into the end zone. I'm sure if Lower Cape May thought that Serra could get it that far, they might kick it deep. But we'll see what happens here. Anglesea Pub in North Wildwood, your go-to place for Irish pub fare, the best Guinness on tap, and a great selection of Irish whiskeys. Located at First in New Jersey, the Anglesea Pub is a strong supporter of Cape Atlantic Live Sports. So we've had a quick-moving second quarter after a really long first quarter, excuse me. Serra does pooch it. It's bouncing around at the 20. Demetrius Williams picks it up at the 15. Through the middle, finally hit and taken down at the 40, but that play did take 8 seconds off the clock on that long run there by Williams. So Clayton will have it at their own 39. And let's see what they try to do here. And they'll mark it up at the 40. Football officials love starting drives on the 5 or 10 yard line of each set. Little reverse, Demetrius Williams, still on his feet. Look out. He's running down the left sideline, and he's finally taken out of bounds with 1 second to play in the half. All the way down to the 8-yard line. That's a 52-yard run. Call it 53. They're going to mark it at the 7. And it looks like Clayton will call a timeout here. This will be, barring a defensive penalty. It'll be the final play of the first half. That right there for Lower Cape May is inexcusable to give that up on a running play late in the half. And now Clayton is 7 yards away from taking the lead with 1 second to go in the half. You may have heard the horn sound in the background. That was inadvertent. The whistle was definitely blown as the clock was changing from 2 seconds to 1. And that's why the officials are allowing this to have one more play here with 1 second on the clock. Let's see if Hill puts it in the air. He does have a touchdown pass and a 2-point conversion pass tonight. This will be the final play of the half, barring a defensive penalty. Hill rolls to his right. He's hit as he throws, and Robinson dragging back across the formation. It's too far for him, incomplete. Fernandez was in a decent position defensively. That would have needed to have been a perfect throw. It wasn't. And we'll go to the half with the score tied at 27. So it's Lower Cape May 27, Clayton 27. Lower will have the ball. They'll receive to start the second half. And we'll step aside for now for halftime. Thanks for joining us here on Cape Atlantic Live. We'll be back a few minutes before the start of the second half. It started the second half here, and it's Lower Cape May receiving. That's a good open field tackle there by Clayton, taking down John Fernandez, who's had a couple of good returns tonight for Lower Cape May. But the Tigers will start at their own 35. We are tied at 27. This is certainly, without having anything in front of me, would certainly rank as one of the more high-scoring halves in Lower Cape May history at 27-27. They'll mark this at the 33. And Lower Cape May has it 1st and 10. McNeil's the lone setback. Actually, excuse me, Serra was back there as well. They do hand it to him. And he picks up a quick 4. That was a nice little run there by Dennis Serra. And actually, they'll mark this back at the 36, so call it a gain of 3. Early stages, second half. Lower Cape May and Clayton tied at 27 in a very high-scoring affair here. And Lower Cape May's gotten a lot of their points thanks to 2 Clayton turnovers deep in their own territory and a long kickoff return by John Fernandez that set up another score. Now we have another false start here on Lower Cape May. They had one late in the first half that almost cost them, but they ended up completing a couple of passes on consecutive plays to move the ball down the field, and then a 14-yard touchdown pass with less than 30 seconds left to John Fernandez that tied the game. Clayton, though, got a big run from Demetrius Williams all the way down to the 7-yard line and had a chance with 1 second left to put another score on the board, but they threw an incomplete pass. Here's a quick wide receiver screen out to Booth. Booth trying to turn the corner. He does. Leaps over a man and has a first down. Nice play there as Tim Booth will, and maybe he did not get the first down. No, they do give him the first down. It's a 15-yard gain. They ran that play earlier, and Booth was a little hesitant. And he tried to stiff arm some people, and that time he just took it and raced up the field. Good catch and run there by Tim Booth, the senior. He was pushed out of bounds, so that stopped the clock. Douglas rolling, has some time. Throwing, incomplete. He was looking for Fernandez down around the 30-yard line and couldn't get it to him. Now this is odd. The ball was marked over toward this near side hash, but the incomplete pass occurred with the play near the far side hash, or actually almost on the far side hash, and now they move it back over there, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. $10:19 to go in the third quarter in a tie game here. Another quick screen. This pass is low, and Booth couldn't come up with it. You wonder at some point if Lower Cape May is trying to set up a little hitch and go here. That's about the 3rd or 4th time. This one was incomplete. They've tried to run that quick wide receiver screen, and you wonder if at some point they might try to catch the Clayton defense edging up a little early, and they try to spring someone free behind the defense. 3rd down and 10 at the 43-yard line. And we have another false start. looked like 3 different linemen for Lower moved. That would almost, without knowing for certain, it would almost indicate that perhaps the center was the one who forgot the snap count. But it looked like the right tackle and guard both moved along with the left guard. Tied at 27, 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. It's 3rd and 15 for Lower Cape May. They need to get to the 47-yard line of Clayton. Douglas rolls to his right, throws, caught by Fernandez. That's a heck of a catch, but he's going to be way short of the first down. It's a gain of 9. And Lower Cape May will most likely punt here. Fernandez limping a bit at the end of that play. Well, now it looks like Lower Cape may go for this. They're sending Douglas out on 4th and 7. 4th and 6, 4th and 7. You wonder if this is a no play here and maybe they're going to try to draw him offside, or could Douglas quick kick it? Let's see what they do. No, they're going to throw. And they have a man open. It's Zach Castellano. And he's still on his feet, still dragging tacklers, and finally taken down, stopped at the 10-yard line. It's a 43-yard gain. So Lower Cape May rolls the dice there on their side of midfield on 4th and 7. And a pretty well thrown ball by Douglas. If it was perfectly thrown, it would have been a touchdown. It was a little underthrown. Castellano had about 5 yards on his defender. At the very end, he had to wait a bit, caught the ball, and call it a 44-yard gain as it goes down to the 9-yard line. 8:10 to go in the third quarter. Douglas throws again to Castellano. It's tipped. Nice play. Nice play by Hakeem Brown Jr. And you can see what Lower Cape May's doing. They threw a touchdown pass earlier on the same type of play. They're picking on Hakeem Brown Jr., not for his ability, because he is a talented kid. We've seen him run the football. But he's very short. He's only about maybe 5'6". 5'5", 5'6", and that's what Lower Cape May is picking on. They got Fernandez free for a touchdown earlier on the same type of play. That time they tried to go to Castellano. Brown that time was able to get a finger on it and knock it away. Backs in the eye this time. And Douglas keeps it, going right behind Dennis Serra, picks up about 2. It'll be 3rd down and goal at the 7. And remember, Dennis Serra, an excellent field goal kicker, so should Lower Cape May not score on this play, they'll have an opportunity to take the lead with a short field goal attempt. Inside 7.5 to go, third quarter. 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. A 44-yard pass from David Douglas to Zach Castellano set Lower Cape May up deep in Clayton territory. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 7. Douglas fires, caught, touchdown! Castellano on a slant. Seven-yard touchdown, and Lower Cape May takes the lead, 33-27. So the Tigers go 67 yards in 9 plays, and the big play was the 44-yard reception by Castellano, and that time he catches the 7-yard touchdown pass. We have offside on Clayton here. This will be interesting. And let's see what Lower does, and it looks like they're just going to kick it again. They'll move it up 1.5 yards. Actually, you know, when you get into your routine of kicking extra points, and as good as Sarah is, sometimes you don't want to upset your routine, and you may just decline this penalty, and that's what I think Lower's going to do here. They're declining it so they can just put the kicking block right back on the 10-yard line for Sarah. Snap and a hold are good, and Sarah's kick is good. So it's 34-27. We have 61 points on the board in this game with 7:01 to play in the third quarter. There's a lot of basketball games that don't have this many points on the board with 7:01 to play in the third quarter. Especially some of those ones that Rocco Sansone had over at Wildwood. But he also had some ones that would have 54 on the board by this time, too. And in one case, maybe 84. Wildwood, at one time, played in the highest scoring game in Cape Atlantic League history up at Pleasantville. Talking basketball here, of course. I remember the score at halftime was 56-56. All right, we're 34-27, Lower in the lead here, 7:01 to go in the third quarter. Sarah kicks it deep. This one may trickle out of bounds, though, and it does, so that'll be a flag. And Clayton will, well, Clayton has options here, but will most likely take the ball up at the 35, I believe it is. The 35-yard line. So they'll have it at the 35. And I believe the 3 options are you can make them kick it again. You can go back and make them kick it again. You could take it at the spot at where it goes out, which obviously you're not going to do there, or you take it at the 35, which Clayton decided to do there. Most teams do. Unless, of course, sometimes if a team does not have a good kicker, they may move them back 5 yards because they think they can get a return that goes outside the 35. Either way, it's 1st and 10 for the Clippers at the 35. They trail by 7 with 7:01 to go in the third quarter. Hand off to Demetrius Williams. Good tackle there by Max Bracken to hold Williams to a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7. Consolation game for both teams. In theory, Clayton could play another one. Lower Cape May would be finished tonight as this would be their 10th game. The Tigers trying to go out victorious, especially for their seniors. 2nd and 7 at the 43. To hand off inside the quaddy. Walls is short of the first down. Picks up about 5. So bring up 3rd and 2. Kind of a big play here for Clayton early in this third quarter after Lower Cape May took the lead in a game that really has gone back and forth here. They really need to keep this drive going. 5:45 to go in the third quarter. Hand off the Walls again. He's got the first down. Picks up about 3. This is the beauty of the wing tee. You ground and pound with your fullback in between the tackles or up the middle, and then you try to spring your wing backs or your halfbacks, depending on how they're lined up, off tackle and to the outside. Wall's limped off there, though, so he's out of the game at least momentarily. 1st and 10 for Clayton at the 46. Here's a toss. This is Darren Williams. And he carries some people. He was first hit by Jake Robeson around midfield, but he carries it all the way down to the 45. That's a gain of 9. Score over in Wildwood close to halftime. The Warriors lead Mastery Charter 12-8. That's Wildwood's season finale. They fake a toss. Darren Williams running off right tackle. Picks up 6 and a first down. .420 to go in the third. Lower Cape May leading 34-27, but Clayton driving here. They have a 1st and 10 at the Caper Tiger 39. Gabriel Hill under center. Man goes in motion. They hand it to Darren Williams. Spins away from one tackle attempt. And Clayton's back to what they were doing at different points of that first half, getting 5, 6, 8 yards per run. And that time, Darren Williams with a 7-yard gain. Inside 3.5 to go third quarter. Lower Cape May leading 34-27. Reverse in the backfield. Rodriguez breaks one tackle, breaks another, breaks a third. And some poor tackling here leads to a long run and down to the 11. It's an 18-yard gain. And the umpire, Dan O'Connell, got knocked to the deck, but he's up and he's okay. 1st and 10 at the 11. So Clayton can get a first down without getting a touchdown. 2:50 to go in the third. Lower Cape May leading by 7. Hill goes to Demetrius Williams. And he's down inside the 5. Tackled by Max Brackett. It's a 10-yard gain to the 1 and a first down. So Clayton just a yard away from potentially tying this game or maybe even taking the lead if they decide to go for 2. Hill takes the snap, hands to Demetrius Williams, and with a little leap, he's into the end zone for the score. 1:53 to go. And let's see what they decide to do here. The kicking block is not out on the field. And it looks like Clayton wants to try to take the lead here. 34-33, Lower Cape May on top. 1:53 to go in the third quarter. So huge play here late in the third. It's a toss. Demetrius Williams barely touched as he gets across the goal line. So it's now 35-34 Clayton. And the Lower Cape May coaching staff can't be happy with the way Clayton has been able to run off their right side of their line. And that time, Demetrius Williams on a two-point conversion run wasn't even touched until he got to the goal line. And Clayton now has a 1-point lead. Be sure to check out the Mudhen Brewing Company, Dogtooth Bar and Grill, and Poppi's Brick Oven Pizza and Kitchen for a great local dining and entertainment experience in the Wildwoods. And don't forget about the new station house at the Mudhen, your go-to place for live music and private parties. And they also serve brunch on Saturday and Sunday. Crest Savings Bank has been serving the Cape May County community for nearly 105 years. Check them out at CrestSavings.com. Hall's Carpet Care specializes in carpet and upholstery cleaning, air duct and dryer vent cleaning, and home watch services. Hall's Carpet Care.com. Cabrera Companies provides real estate, property management, and home repair services here at the Jersey Shore. Log on to CabreraCompanies.com for more info. 1:53 to go in the third. Clayton now with a 1-point lead after that touchdown and 2-point conversion. Robinson pooches it short. Fernandez takes it. Loses the football, but I believe a Lower Cape May player. No, Clayton's saying they have it. No, Lower Cape May did recover. And it looks like it was William Torres who recovered it. And that would have been a potentially disastrous turnover by Lower Cape May there. As they trail by a point, they'll have it at their own 46. $1:43 to go in the third quarter. Fake toss. Douglas flips it out to Serra. Serra's got some room, breaks a tackle, stays in bounds momentarily, and then trucks his tackler into a gain of 15. Call it 16. He ran over Gabriel Hill and ended up getting another extra 3 yards out of it. Lower Cape May is actually something that their coaching staff must have seen. They've been going to the air more here in this second half with some success. First and 10 at the Clayton 38. Douglas in the shotgun with Brian McNeil to his right. Quick screen. And Booth can't break enough tackles, and it goes for no gain. And now we have an injured Lower Cape May player here. And it looks like that's Booth at the end of the play there. And he's being tended to by the athletic trainer, Frank Zelenek. Balharbour Hotels in Wildwood Crest supports high school football broadcasts on Cape Atlantic Live. If you need a room for friends or family, log on to balharbourhotels.com for more. Ulmer's Appliance Service. sponsors Cape Atlantic Live Sports, one of our flagship sponsors. Log on to ulmersappliance.com. New Jersey State Assemblymen Antwan, McClellan, and Erik Simonsen are strong supporters of high school sports and Cape Atlantic Live Sports broadcasts. Ribeyes Steaks is a staple at the many festivals and special events across Cape May County all throughout the year. For more info on one of the area's premier food trucks, call 609-602-3378, or you can check out Ribeyes Steaks on Facebook. The Wildwood Recreation Department is a strong supporter of Cape Atlantic Live. For info on all of their programs and activities, 609-522-5837. And, of course, the Wildwood Recreation Department will have its indoor soccer, arena football, and tot basketball programs coming up this winter. Booth walks off under his own power, so hopefully he can return. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Lower Cape May out of the injury timeout. Tigers trail Clayton 35-34, 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Douglas, back to pass again. He's throwing deep again. Castellano has it. Touchdown. What a throw and catch. Terrific throw, maybe even a better catch by Castellano. It's a 38-yard score. And now Lower Cape may go for 2 here. Since they're only up by 5, they may go. It looks like they're going to go for 2 to try to take a 7-point lead. And they get the play here. They're going to huddle up. And now they're ready to go. McNeil to Castellano's left. Little swinging gate play here with linemen split out wide. They hand it to McNeil. He's in for the score. A flag comes in, and this has illegal formation written all over it. Let's see. And it sounds like Lower Cape May is being told by Buddy Oshlin, the referee, that they had 5 players in the backfield, which makes it an illegal formation. So someone who should have been lined up on the line of scrimmage was actually far enough back to be considered in the backfield. And now let's see what Lower does here, if they decide to kick or if they'll still go for 2. And it looks like they will kick it as they run the kicking block on. And that'll end up being a 25-yard extra point attempt due to that penalty. Snap and hold are good, but Serra didn't get the kick he wanted and kicked it right into the line. So that could be a big play there. They lose the 2-point run conversion due to an illegal formation, and now the extra point misses, and now it's only a 5-point lead at 40-35. With 23 seconds to go in the third quarter. Wildwood Crest Police Officers Association and the Wildwood Crest Canine Unit are proud sponsors of Cape Atlantic Live. 609-522-2456 for more info. The original Hotspot restaurant on the Wildwood's Boardwalk at Cedar Avenue is a family tradition for more than 60 years. Check them out at originalhotspot.com. Square One Design has nearly 20 years of experience designing websites, building online marketing campaigns, and creating custom web applications. Go to designsquare1.com for info. One-off marketing, designs, and prints. Everything from business cards and banners to T-shirts and sweatshirts, oneoffmarketing.com. So lower in the lead now at 40-35 with 23 seconds to go in the third quarter. Serra bangs this one pretty far. It bounces at the 10, and it's picked up by Demetrius Williams, and he's taken down just outside the 20. Good play there by Andrew Brandt to take down Williams. First and 10 for Clayton at the 22. This could be the final play of the third quarter. Hill under center here. Hands it to Demetrius Williams. And he's taken down for a gain of just one. And that will be the final play of the third quarter. So we go to the fourth. It's 40-35 Lower Cape May. A game where obviously both teams having trouble stopping the other. And this one, we'll see what happens. This could come down to a big play or a critical mistake. The Boardwalk Basketball Classic is one of the nation's largest high school basketball tournaments. It's held each December at the Wildwood Convention Center. You can check out bbclassic.com for more info, including how to purchase tickets, as well as the entire 2024 schedule. The tournament will be held December 22nd and 23rd, and then again from the 26th through the 31st. Troiano and Sons handles masonry, concrete, foundation repair, and stucco services for homes and businesses across Cape May County. 609-522-3355 for a free estimate. The North Wildwood Recreation Department is a strong supporter of Cape Atlantic Live Football. For more info on their programs and activities, call the North Wildwood Rec at 609-522-2955. So we go to the fourth. It's Lower Cape May 40, Clayton 35. I'm Brian Cunniff. Sam Cohen handling the live video production on scene. Matt Ulmer is our executive producer. It's a quick toss. Whoa, that was dangerous. Great play by Dennis Serra. Takes down Demetrius Williams. That's going to be a loss of about 5, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 14. And what's interesting in this game is that Clayton has yet to punt. Lower Cape May's only punted once. Not going to have a lot of punts in a 40-35 game early in the fourth quarter, but we'll see what happens on this 3rd and long play here for Clayton. They need 14 for a first down. So they need 15 for a first down. So 3rd down and 15. To double reverse to Rodriguez. He's hit and taken down. Great tackle in the backfield there by Jake Robeson. And Rodriguez, not in the backfield, but after a gain of only about 2 or 3. And that was all Lower Cape May really needed, because now it's 4th and 13. And Zach Castellano and Dennis Serra are standing at midfield to try to retrieve this punt from Michael Robinson, who's standing inside his own 10. Not much of a rush. It's a line drive kick taken by Castellano at the 50, straight up the field, bounces it outside. Castellano inside the 25, all the way down to the 22. a 28-yard return by Zach Castellano. And once he was able to split between the two initial defenders down the field by Clayton, he had a lot of room bouncing it to the outside. And it's a 28-yard return down to the 22. With 10:03 to go, and Lower Cape May can really make it difficult for Clayton if they can score a touchdown on this possession. Now, that missed extra point on the last Lower touchdown, what that does not make a potential field goal a two-score game. Here's an incomplete pass, and I believe Douglas may have been hit as he was throwing there. Good defensive play by Marcus Fowler of Clayton. Second and 10 at the 22. $9:57 to go. Lower leads at 40-35. NJSIAA consolation game. Two West Jersey Football League teams from different divisions squaring off here. Lower Cape May trying to end its season with a victory. They hand it off inside to Serra. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet. Couldn't break the second tackle, but it's a gain of about 5 or 6. And they'll bring up third down. And 4. Third and a long 4 for Lower Cape May. David Douglas trots on the field after getting the play from head coach Lance Bailey. And Lower Cape May breaks the huddle. McNeil stationed to Douglas's right. He's going to throw. Incomplete, little miscommunication. He threw behind a couple of receivers. And I'm wondering if one of them ran the wrong route. John Fernandez and Dennis Serra both seem to run toward the same area. And Lower, let's see what they do here. They are going to try a field goal. So they'll put the kicking block on the 24-yard line. This will make it a 34-yard try for Dennis Serra, who's made 6 field goals this year. He hammers that one, and it's no good, though. It misses the left upright. The timing was off a little bit. It was not the greatest snap. Castellano did his best to get it to the kicking tee, but that set the timing off, and Serra pulled it to the left, and it's no good. That's a missed opportunity there for Lower Cape May. After the long punt return by Castellano gave them the ball 1st and 10 at the 22. So the missed field goal will move the ball out to the 20. And Clayton, with 8:48 to go, looking to take the lead on this possession here. Handoff inside. And Walls gets maybe 2. Second down and 8. Eight and a half to go. Clock will soon become a factor with Lower Cape May ahead by 5. Obviously, a touchdown by Clayton would give them the lead. Handoff to Rodriguez. He's got some room, and he bowls his way to a first down. That's a gain of 10. Moves it out to the 32. We're now inside 8 minutes to go. First and 10 for Clayton. Hand off to Demetrius Williams. And it's a gain of 7. And we have a Clayton player down injured. And that was the ball carrier, Demetrius Williams. The Anglesea Pub in North Wildwood, your go-to place for Irish pub fare, the best Guinness on tap, and a great selection of Irish whiskeys. That's the Anglesea Pub at First in New Jersey in North Wildwood. The Bellevue Tavern out in Courthouse, right on Main Street. They have excellent food and service and a warm, friendly atmosphere. That's the Bellevue Tavern, 609-463-1738. The injury timeout here with 7:22 to go in the game. And Lower Cape May leading 40-35. Demetrius Williams walks off under his own power, but he does have a noticeable limp. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Clippers, trailing 40-35 with 7:22 to go in the game. You get the little bit of a feeling with this high score that the last team with possession might win the game. Although Clayton did just get a big stop there on Lower Cape May. Here's Rodriguez. Rodriguez busts it down the left sidelines. He have enough to get to the end zone. He does not. He's dragged down from behind by Brian McNeil. It's a 56-yard run by Rodriguez. All the way down to the 5-yard line. And we're inside 7 minutes to go. Lower leading by 5, but Clayton at the doorstep of the end zone here. Handoff. This won't go very far. Dennis Serra, Jake Robeson, Max Bracken all in on that stop. That was Willie Weathers. That was his first carry of the game, and it goes for a loss of 1. So it'll be 2nd and goal back at the 6. 6:20 to go. Both teams have all of their timeouts. Williams back in the game. He goes in motion. They hand it off the walls. And a good tackle in there by William Torres along with Dennis Serra. And Walls only gets a yard. And it's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 5. Gabriel Hill goes all the way to the sideline, gets the play from John Chamberlain, the Clayton head coach. $5:20 to go. 40-35, Lower on top. But Clayton threatening here. 3rd and goal at the 5. Can Lower get a stop here? Hand off to Demetrius Williams. And he is in for the touchdown. There's just too many runs tonight by Clayton where the ball carrier is not getting touched until he's 2 and 3 yards into the Lower Cape May second line of defense. So with 5:02 to go, Clayton takes the 1-point lead. They'll go for 2. And this is important here, with Lower Cape May having the good field goal kicker in Dennis Serra. It's a toss to Darren Williams, and he's in. And again, he's 2 yards into the Lower Cape May defense before he's even touched. So, with 5:02 to go, it's Clayton 43, Lower Cape May 40. Now, the one thing that has helped Lower tonight is the return game. They've gotten a couple of big kick returns. They had a big punt return. And let's see if they can get a big one here. And they trail 43-40 with 5:02 to go in the game. Neither of these teams at this point in the season with a ton of kids dressed. Lower Cape May only has right around 30 dressed, and Clayton might be at about the same number, maybe even a player or two less. But Michael Robinson will tee it up at the 40. Booth and Serra back deep at their own 15. But John Fernandez, one of the up men, has actually had a couple of good returns on short kickoffs. Let's see what Clayton does here. They squib it. And that's a great play there by an up man by Lower Cape May. And that was William Torres, giving Lower really good field position at their own 47. So they have 5 minutes, 1 second to try to get down the field and either score a go-ahead touchdown or a tying field goal attempt. Option, toss to McNeil. And there's just too much traffic out there, and McNeil's going to lose a yard. Second and 11. Yeah, the one thing we've seen, Lower Cape May scored a couple of touchdowns on slant pattern passes. They haven't tried many of them in the field of play or in the middle of the field of play, and you wonder if they could spring somebody on that type of play. But second and 11, you would think that Douglas would put it in the air. Lower's had more success through the air tonight than they have running the football. Douglas fakes, looking, throws, incomplete. And I think Fernandez and Serra, Fernandez wanted to make a play on the ball, and then at the last second thought that it wasn't for him and let it go, and then Serra couldn't react to it. So massive third down here for Lower Cape May. And you know, they do have all 3 timeouts left, but they just have not shown an ability to stop Clayton. So they certainly don't want to have to punt here. McNeil resets to the right of Dave Douglas. Back to pass, has some time, throws. It's tipped and incomplete. thrown a little behind John Fernandez. And let's see what Lower does here. I believe they almost have to go for this with 3:50 left. And again, the only time Lower Cape May has made, only one time this evening has Lower made Clayton go 3 and out. Now twice Clayton fumbled on plays on their first series. So here we go on 4th and 11, and it looks like Clayton will call a timeout. So Clayton calls a timeout with 3:50 to go. And we'll see what Lower Cape May comes up with here on 4th and 11. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left. And when you look at the way the game is played out right now, the failure of Lower Cape May to score on after they stopped Clayton, forced their only punt of the game. They got a long punt return down to Clayton's 22, and it ended up with a missed field goal. If that determines the outcome of this game. Douglas on 4th and 11, throwing deep, and it's just a little too far. Castellano got behind his defender, but the pass took him too far toward the sideline, and he couldn't walk the tightrope and pull the ball in at the same time. And Clayton will take over. 1st and 10 at the Lower 46. Now, again, Lower does have all 3 of its timeouts left, and they'll need to stop Clayton here on this first. You know, they need them to go 3 and out. Need to force the 3 and out. But again, that's proved difficult tonight for the Caper Tigers. A week, they're kind of leaking oil a bit defensively here at the end of the year. 2 weeks after holding Cumberland to 7 points in a 10-7 win, they gave up 60 to Crest last week, and Clayton is here with 43 with 3:42 to go in the game. Handoff to Rodriguez. And he's taken down after a gain of 1. Lower elects not to call timeout there. And catch a little break here as there's an injured player down for Clayton, so that will momentarily stop the clock. And that is Rodriguez, who's injured. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Clayton at the Lower Cape May 45. And I give Rodriguez credit. The senior was running very conservatively there with both hands on the football. Obviously, Lower Cape May's in there trying to punch it out. Hopefully, for Rodriguez's sake, this is just a cramp, which wouldn't be unheard of on a unseasonably mild final night of October. Rodriguez does run off under his own power. He'll have to sit out at least to play. 2nd down and 9 for Clayton. 3:24 to go in the football game. The Clippers lead 43-40. Clock restarts there on that whistle. I don't know why Clayton was in such a rush to go to the line of scrimmage there with this lead. But they're doing Lower Cape May a favor here. They hand it off the Walls. And he's carrying people and gets a first down. He should have been stopped for about a 4-yard gain. He broke out of the pile and ends up picking up 13 and a first down. Clock moving with 2:55 to go. And now, most certainly, Lower Cape May will have to take timeouts at the end of these plays. Hand off to Demetrius Williams, and he's got another first down, another gain of 12. And this has been the story of this game. Lower Cape May just cannot stop the ground game of Clayton. And again, that failure to score when they had 1st and 10 at Clayton's 22 after a 28-yard punt return by Zach Castellano looks like it's going to come back to haunt the Caper Tigers. First and 10 for Clayton. Hand off the Walls. He picks up a yard, and now Lower Cape May will start using its timeouts. So 1:36 to go. It'll be 2nd down and 9 at the 20 for Clayton. And we will see if Lower Cape May can get the stops necessary to give itself a chance to get the ball back. The thing that also hurts them is that this is clearly 4-down territory here for Clayton. With the ball down at Lower Cape May's 20. They don't seem to have much of a field goal game. So you would think at any point, if they get to 4th down, they would go for it, not kick. 2nd and 9 at the 20, out of the timeout. Williams. And if you're Lower Cape May, that's just too much. He picks up about 6. It'll be 3rd and 3. Timeout, Lower Cape May. 1 minute, 30 seconds to go. I want to thank all of our sponsors. You see them scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Our executive producer, Matt Ulmer, Sam Cohen, handling the production on scene here, and I'm Brian Cunniff. We've actually had a pretty entertaining game here for a consolation game. Very high scoring, obviously, at 43-40. But Clayton basically has 2 plays to get 3 yards to put the game away. Lower Cape May with just 1 timeout remaining, so a first down by Clayton would end the football game. Demetrius Williams. And I believe he's going to have that first down, or he's going to be really close. There's been no signal yet. Now there is, so that'll do it. Well, Lower does have that final timeout. They may have taken it there. And they have, but they can no longer stop it. So Clayton can just take a couple of knees and the game would be over. And again, you go back to earlier in this quarter. Clayton got the ball at its own 22. It was the first time Lower Cape May forced them to punt early in the fourth quarter with Lower Cape May in the lead. They got a 28-yard return down to the 22-yard line of Clayton and failed to score, and then Clayton went down and took the lead, and now they are in victory formation. Hill takes a knee. We have a flag down here for an illegal formation. So that'll move it back 5. Now they take the knee, and Clayton will have to do that basically one more time, and then that will be the game. Clayton will improve to 5-3-1. Lower will drop to 2-8. This was a terrific football game for a consolation game to see two teams go up and down the field like this. But in the end, Clayton just a little more offense here. And they're going to win this 43-40. Hill, well, he took that snap a little early, and now they're going to have to take one more knee, I believe. And actually, no, they're just going to let it run out, I believe. So that'll do it from Lower Cape May. For Sam Cohen, I'm Brian Cunniff. Clayton, in a thriller, beats Lower Cape May 43-40. Thanks for joining us. This has been a Cape